What if I told you that the greatest battles are not fought in the ring, but in the mind? That true mastery isn't about brute force, but about controlling your thoughts, emotions, and reality itself. Bruce Lee wasn't just a martial artist. He was a pioneer of mental dominance. He could predict an opponent's move before they even made it, react faster than logic should allow, and remain completely unshaken in the face of chaos. But how? The truth is, Bruce Lee's most powerful techniques weren't about fighting. They were about thinking, about rewiring the mind to break limits. And these secrets weren't just for warriors. They hold the key to unlocking your true potential. So what was Bruce Lee's forbidden mind technique that made him unstoppable? Stay with me, because what you're about to discover might just change the way you see reality forever. Bruce Lee once said, "The mind is like water. When it is turbulent, it is difficult to see. When it is calm, everything becomes clear." This was the foundation of his mental mastery, the ability to still the mind and sharpen focus beyond human limits. The art of no mind, Mushin. Imagine a state where your mind is completely empty. No hesitation, no doubt, just pure reaction. This is Mushin, the mind of no mind, a concept Bruce Lee borrowed from Zen philosophy and samurai warriors. In combat, most fighters think before they act. But that moment of thought is a weakness, a fraction of a second where hesitation can cost everything. Bruce trained his mind to bypass thought entirely, responding with pure instinct. Scientists today call this flow state, a neurological phenomenon where the brain stops overanalyzing and performance skyrockets. Athletes, musicians, and even business leaders seek this state because it leads to peak performance. But Bruce didn't just stumble upon it, he mastered it. So how can you enter this state? It starts with silencing the inner dialogue, the voice of doubt, overthinking, and fear. Meditation, visualization, and deep focus exercises are key. But Bruce had his own method, something far more intense, the 1-inch mind power. We've all heard about Bruce Lee's legendary 1-inch punch, but the secret behind it had nothing to do with muscle. It was pure mental conditioning. When researchers studied his punch, they found something shocking. His brain could fire muscle fibers faster than most elite athletes. But how? The answer lies in neuroplasticity, the ability of the brain to rewire itself. Bruce spent hours visualizing his strikes, programming his brain to activate power instantly. Neuroscientists now confirm that the brain doesn't distinguish between real and imagined actions. This means that by deeply visualizing success, you can literally train your brain for it. Imagine applying this technique to your life. If you want confidence, visualize yourself as already confident. If you want success, rehearse it in your mind. The brain follows what it believes, so program it wisely. The water philosophy, the ultimate mind hack. Perhaps Bruce Lee's most famous teaching was, "Be like water, my friend." It sounds poetic, but this was actually a mind technique that made him unstoppable. Water is adaptable. It takes the shape of whatever it encounters. It doesn't resist obstacles. It flows around them. This is cognitive flexibility, the ability to adjust instantly when life throws challenges your way. In psychology, this is linked to mental resilience. Studies show that those who adapt quickly are more successful, less stressed, and more creative. Bruce trained his mind to embrace change instead of fearing it. This is why no opponent, no setback, and no challenge could ever break him. So next time you're faced with failure or uncertainty, ask yourself, am I resisting like a rock or adapting like water? The power of emotional control. Bruce Lee once said, "Emotional content, not anger." He knew that emotions, when uncontrolled, become the greatest weakness, but when harnessed, they are the ultimate strength. In one fight, an opponent insulted Bruce to throw him off, but instead of reacting with rage, Bruce smiled. He understood that anger is a weapon handed to your enemy. This principle isn't just for fights. In life, people will test you. At work, in relationships, in daily interactions. The moment you react emotionally, you lose control. But if you observe without reacting, you hold power. Modern psychology calls this emotional intelligence, the ability to control your reactions rather than letting reactions control you. And studies show that people with high emotional intelligence are more successful in business, leadership, and relationships. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, remember, Control your emotions, and you control the situation. The fearless mindset, destroying limitations. Bruce Lee never saw limits. When doctors told him he'd never walk again after a severe back injury, he didn't accept it. Instead, he trained his mind so relentlessly that he defied medical science and returned stronger than ever. This wasn't luck, it was a psychological phenomenon called self-efficacy, the belief that you can influence your own destiny. Neuroscientists have proven that when you truly believe in an outcome, your brain finds ways to make it happen. So ask yourself, what limits have you accepted in your life? What if they were just illusions waiting to be shattered? Bruce Lee's true power wasn't in his fists, it was in his mind. He mastered the art of no mind, controlled his emotions, adapted like water, and shattered limits with sheer belief.